Austro-Hungarian Empire, Vienna was world famous for its imperial splendor and gaiety. Now, as capital of the post-war Republic of Austria, it is one of the most beloved of cities by travelers. Much of its former glory is preserved in magnificent palaces, public buildings, and beautiful parks which border the Ring, a boulevard laid out on the curving site of the ramparts of old Vienna. The State Theatre in the foreground is one of the most magnificent in the world. In the Volksgarten, one of the lovely parks on the Ring, is the noble temple of Theseus. Nearby, the Parliament buildings, also in Grecian style, stand almost within shadow of the Gothic City Hall. Austria's unknown soldier sleeps beneath the old city gate. The churches of Vienna rival in grandeur her former imperial palaces. The Baroque Karl's Church is one of the most important. The Gothic Votive Church was erected to commemorate Emperor Franz Joseph's escape from assassination. The Danube Canal, a branch of the renowned river beside which Vienna is built, completes the encirclement of the old inner city. Where the Ring again joins the Donau Canal is the Urania, a building devoted exclusively to educational entertainments. The canal flows toward the Prater, the largest park and amusement center of Vienna. The giant Ferris Wheel is one of the first ever erected. The modern manner in which rubbish and ashes are handled and removed probably accounts for Vienna's surprisingly clean streets and almost total lack of dirt. The chimney sweep, however, is one man who is always dirty. But in spite of his soot and grime, he's very popular, for it's considered a good omen to meet him, and even better luck to touch him as he passes. The Kärntnerring is a popular promenade, and on Sundays about noon is usually crowded with fashionably attired persons, leisurely sauntering along, seeing and being seen. The Kärntnerring leads to Vienna's famous State Opera House, where some of the finest performances in the operatic world are given. Wagnerian operas are especially popular and always attract capacity audiences. The Opera House, which required 8 years to build, was completed in 1869 and is one of the largest in the world. At the right is the most fashionable shopping street in the city, the Kärntnerstrasse, leading from the Karlsplatz outside the Ring to the Stephansplatz, where stands the imposing cathedral of St. Stephan in the very heart of the old city. Many former army officers are members of Vienna's highly efficient police force. They are always polite and obliging. Vienna's history dates from the Roman period, when as Vindobona it was founded as an outpost against Germanic tribes. In the year 180, Marcus Aurelius died here. In 811, Charlemagne established the Eastern State, which in 907 succumbed to the Hungarians. In 1278, Ottokar of Bohemia was defeated by Rudolf of Habsburg, and Vienna became the seat of the Habsburg dynasty. In 1515, Vienna was the scene of the great celebrations attending the marriages of Emperor Maximilian's grandchildren, by which Bohemia, Moravia, and Hungary became subject to the crown of Austria. During the 16th and 17th centuries, Vienna served as a bulwark for Western Europe against Turkish invasions. In 1529, Count Nicholas Salm successfully defended it against the hordes of the Sultan Suleiman II, and in 1683, Count Ernst Rüdiger von Sternberg repulsed an assault made by 200,000 Turks. Vienna served as capital of the Habsburgs until 1867, at which time Budapest was made capital of the eastern half of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Beyond the Kohlmarkt can be seen the dome of the Hofburg, favorite and most elaborate palace of the Habsburgs. Nearby, in the Bundeskanzleramt, we meet President Miklas of the present Republic of Austria. We are also privileged to meet Franz Lehár, who lives in Vienna and writes the music which delights us all. Vienna is perhaps best known as the city of song, for in it so many of the great masters resided and composed their immortal music. Haydn, Mozart, Beethoven, Schubert and Brahms are but a few whose name will never die. The beloved Viennese waltzes never allow us to forget the famed father and son, Johann Strauss. Vienna is also noted for its crafts, among which is the intricate petit point needlework that has recently become so popular. Notice the skill and speed with which the work is performed. Some of the more proficient workers copy portraits with their needles, and the likeness in the finished product is readily apparent. During the winter, chestnut vendors do a thriving business with their tasty tidbits. Very cold days call for additional foot protection. Not very stylish, but very serviceable. Another Viennese type is the Dienstmann, the public porter, who performs any kind of errand for a few pennies. Shop windows, both large and small, open only from the outside. The coffee house is probably the most typical and best known institution of Vienna. The first was opened by Karl Kolchotski, who served coffee captured from the Turks. The thousands of coffee houses throughout the city today are similar to clubs, where for a small sum most delicious coffee can be had, and one may sit and read newspapers and magazines, or play billiards, cards, and other indoor games. The pay waiter carries change in a leather bag strapped on his back. Many of the larger cafes have orchestras and hold afternoon tea dances. Viennese coffee is unlike any other, perhaps due to the water or the manner in which it is prepared. The best part to some is the Schlagobers, the heavy whipped cream which is heaped on the hot coffee. Vienna pastry is also world famous and most delicious. In winter, for those who prefer outdoor exercising, ice skating is the king of sports. An exhibition by experts is always appreciated, and they make even the most difficult steps look easy. It's not necessary to be an expert to enjoy the thrill of skating on the vast expanse of ice available. Round and round the skaters move, carefree, gay and happy, dancing on skates with a grace and lightness of body, and a gaiety and happiness of heart that is symbolic of all those who live in and love Vienna.